Hi, my name's Angela. I have CRPS and I wanted to do a video, I guess kind of like a video blog of what it's like to go through this process and everything that's happened to get me to the point to where I am now. I guess I should go back so I can start at the beginning. About 3 years ago, I had been tripping for no apparent reason, and I'm a paramedic, so of course I do what every good paramedic does. I don't go to the doctor. But I kept tripping. It started getting worse, and I started noticing some atrophy in my right thigh and calf. I thought this was due to a break that I had in my foot a few years prior to that, and that my muscles just hadn't built back up, so I tried to build the muscle back up, and I was failing terribly at that. And I tried to go to the gym and, just work that one leg, and I started noticing just how weak it was. I could only do like about 10 pounds, and being a paramedic, coming from that line of work, you got strong legs. And my leg wasn't strong anymore, so I decided, okay, it's time to get it checked out. And I was having to go along with this, I was having some really bad muscle cramps at night. And I was taking magnesium to help with that because, I was thinking, okay, I've been exercising a lot, I've depleted my magnesium, and that wasn't helping. So I went to my regular doctor. I told her what was going on, and she referred me to a neurologist to rule out something other than a pinched nerve, which was another thing that had crossed my mind. So of course, being referred to a neurologist, I again do what everybody else does, and I Google my symptoms. Don't do that, by the way, just don't. And the first thing that pops up when you type in tripping for no reason in Google is ALS, or Lou Gehrig's disease, which of course scared the living shit out of me. I went to the neurologist. He ruled that out very fast. He ruled out Parkinson's, MS, and Lou Gehrig's right then. However, he said, you've got something going on in between your spinal cord and your brain, and we don't know what it is. So he sent me for an MRI, and come to find out, I had a 4-centimeter cyst. It was intermedullary, which means it was inside the actual spinal cord itself. It was between T11 and L1, and it was about the size of my pinky finger. If you know anything about anatomy, that is about the size your spinal cord has. That's about the amount of room your spinal cord actually has in the spinal column. So my spinal cord was completely compressed. The cyst was large enough that they knew it had been there for quite some time. So I got referred to a neurosurgeon. Neurosurgeon removed the cyst in April of last year. That went fine. It was a big operation. It was a very serious operation. I knew going into it that there was a chance when I came out I wouldn't walk. My neurologist and my neurosurgeon both told me, though, if I'd waited another 6 months, I would have been paralyzed from the waist down. So I came out of the surgery fine. I was in ICU for a while. I was in step-down unit, then a regular bed. Had to do physical therapy. And about 3 months after the surgery, I had a breakthrough of neuropathy in my right foot and lower calf. I'd been having some. During this time, I was on gabapentin, and I was upped to the absolute max dose of gabapentin. Those of you who are on this drug know that while it does you a lot of good, it has some really terrible side effects. forgetfulness, mindlessness, weight gain, a lot of other stuff that's just, bad to deal with. So I'm on other medications now to counteract the side effects of the gabapentin. My neurologist referred me over to a pain doctor. Being referred over to a pain doctor got on my nerves because there's a big stigma with going to a pain clinic, and it's, you're a drug seeker, you're not real, and that's just not true. So I got to my pain doctor and we discussed medications, we discussed what could be done, and initially we decided that we were going to do lumbar sympathetic blocks, a stacked series of lumbar sympathetic blocks. It could be anywhere from 2 to 10, but he was fairly positive that I would get some relief with this. We did a total of 6. While I did get relief, the relief was very short-lived. The first block, I thought maybe for a day, I was like, okay, this is working. And then the very next morning, the pain was just back. And it actually was worse for a few days. By the third block, I kind of knew this wasn't working, but I didn't want to kind of give up so quickly because he said it may take up to 10. By the 6th block, I was just like, okay, I'm not getting any relief at all. And, each time we do it, I'll get relief for a day or 2, and then it hurts worse for, like 3 or 4 days, and then it goes back to my normal pain. Those of you who have chronic pain know that it changes you. I am, or have always been described as very positive and happy-go-lucky, roll with the flow type of person. And I'm not quite like that anymore. Even though I try to be on the outside because, I feel like that's what people expect of me. So roll forward a couple of months. The lumbar sympathetic block started at the very beginning of August of 2017. And in November of 2017, we decided to go with what's called radiofrequency thermocoagulation, also known as an ablation. This is an ablation of L3, 4, and 5. You're unconscious for this, so don't worry. I've read other reviews where patients were awake, and my doctor made sure that I didn't remember anything, which was great because that's scary. They're burning your nerve. And unfortunately, 6 weeks after that, I still hadn't had any relief. It takes anywhere from a week to 3 weeks for the nerves to die, and so he wanted to give me enough time before I came back to see if it was going to actually work, and I got no relief. I got no relief at all. So he referred me to yet another pain doctor who is also a neurosurgeon, because he thinks that the DRG stimulator, which is a dorsal ganglion root stimulator, could really have great benefit for me. And that's kind of where I am today. I went to see the new doctor. He agreed. DRG stimulators are great for lower limb extremities or lower limb CRPS. And because it can be very specific as to where it directs the current. And basically what they do is they do a trial to make sure it's going to work, just like a SCS or spinal cord stimulator. They do a trial period of a week. And basically what they do is about the same thing as a spinal cord stimulator. They insert the leads, they tape it to your back for a week, they see if it's going to work. The difference with the DRG stimulator is instead of going directly into the spinal cord and sending signals down to all the nerves, they place it directly on top of the nerves that they want to affect. So that's what they want to do to me. Unfortunately, my insurance says that it is not a proven form of therapy for CRPS. So I'm having to fight the insurance right now. We initially thought the claim was denied because the surgery center that they wanted to do it at was no longer covered under my insurance at the beginning of this year. So we submitted the second claim. They denied it again, citing that it's unproven. So I got online and I found every peer review possible. And I got that, and I got other reviews from patients who have had a DRG stimulator from other countries, because in other countries it's been, approved for over a decade. For the United States, it's only been approved since February of 2016, which means it's been approved now for 2 years. So it's still fairly new. And United Healthcare is one of the biggest insurance companies that will kick something back. So we are in the process of trying to get it approved again. I have to do a psych evaluation, which initially really pissed me off, because I'm like, really? You think I just woke up one morning and think, I think I want a doctor to stick some leads into my back and electrocute the shit out of my leg, and then I want him to stick a battery pack in my butt. No, that you don't do that. You don't just wake up one day wanting that. So I go for the psych evaluation tomorrow, and basically what they're looking for is to see, am I really in pain? Am I cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs and have like Munchausen's or something, and I just want procedure after procedure done on me because I want to be sick? And I guess what my ultimate goals are. And my ultimate goals are to be off all of medication. I don't like taking medications. I didn't even like taking ibuprofen before all this happened. And here I am now with a little pill box, having to take pills morning, noon, evening, and night. And it just sucks. I'm an avid kayaker. I love to go hiking. I love to go camping. And I love all these fun things that I just simply can't do right now, because I can't even go for a damn walk around the block without my foot just hurting so bad. It puts me in tears, and it's miserable. It's just fucking miserable. So this is my first video blog, and I'm hoping that maybe anyone else out there who is going through this process, if they just know that maybe that they're not alone and it's not easy. And I'm hoping that I'll remember to do blogs like this after each thing that happens, so that I get the progression down for anyone else who has to go through this. Maybe if it'll just help them in some way, and maybe it'll help me process it as well as I go through it. So feel free to leave comments. I'm gonna make this public, which I usually don't. Ask questions. I want this to be as honest and as raw as possible. I mean, I'm sitting here with no makeup, drinking my morning coffee, and I haven't even brushed my teeth yet, so. That's it for today. I'll try to let you guys know what the psych evaluation does and where the process goes from there. And hopefully I get this approved soon. So you guys have a great day.